Two.
Well, hello, everyone. If you're wondering what is going on here, it's quite simple. You tuned into the newest episode of the Anime Dudes and the Anime Dads podcast because you are a genius and beautiful and wonderful. And you probably really like cheese because for some reason we talk about cheese a lot on this podcast. So I'm making the executive decision that if we ever had a second podcast, we would call it the Cheesy Dudes Podcast. LLC. It has to be taglined. But for those anyway, listening, my name is Bjorvio, and I am very happy to be here as one of the cheesy dudes. Joining me on the other side of the world, but always in my heart, is the other cheesy dad.
The name's a bit cheesy, but I like it. I
Yeah, I
like
think
the
it's got a
idea.
Gouda.
Yes. Um, Brie something. Um, as everyone knows who's listening, I'm quick with my words. I can think of cheese terms very quickly and very fast, but I don't feel like it right now.
We really believe in you.
Bjorvio, tell them what we're talking about today.
Today, we are talking about one of our favorite topics to talk about on this channel, which is animes we are currently watching. As an anime podcast, it kind of makes sense for us to talk about this and potentially even give you some recommendations. Because if you're like, what is that? I've never heard of that anime. These guys say it's pretty cool. Well, then cool, you should check it out. But unless it's not your thing, and then don't check it out. But it's probably your thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But regardless, yeah, that's what we're talking about today. But before we get into our amazing topic, we have to talk about improv. And by talk about improv, I mean we're going to do improv, right? So, what
Yeah.
is improv? I hear you asking. It's fine. I'll tell you. Improv is where we make up questions on the spot. Obviously, because the questions are made up on the spot, the answers are as well. They could be about anything, but one thing they always are is stupendous tacular.
I'm glad you used that word. And great monologuing. Thank you very much. Um, I was just looking into your eyes the entire time you said that, and I just saw the future. And we're going to ask each other two questions each. I'll start, and then Bjorvi will go second, because number two sometimes is better than one. Now, Bjorvio,
That's my name.
if you could erase one of the one of these particular animes from existence, which
Oh
one would
no.
it be? Dragon Ball, One Piece, um, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Do you want people to hate me? Like they're just gonna click on this and be like, "Oh, there's only one right answer." I'm gonna tick off one fan base here, and okay, okay. Well, it's not gonna be Brotherhood,
Mm,
obviously. I
mm,
I, I don't know if it wasn't for Brotherhood, I probably wouldn't be on this podcast because Brotherhood is what got me back into anime.
yeah.
So I am going to activate my trap card, and I'm gonna play a Yugi. I'm playing the Yu-Gi-Oh card, okay? And I wish I could. That'd be great. But I do have to take off one fan base, and it's gonna be One Piece, and I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I thought that, but that's okay. I've got an eraser in my hand, and that's why I thought of erasing things. Talking about erasing stuff, let's pretend you could remove one of the main characters from Dragon Ball Z squad, the squad of Dragon Ball Z. So it's we know them, Tien, Yamcha, those guys, and it would affect the plot. Obviously, it would affect the storyline if that person is erased. Who would you erase?
Piccolo.
You'd erase. Why?
Okay, well, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I love Piccolo. Okay, maybe not erase. Okay, maybe not erase. My thought was Piccolo should not be a Z fighter and should have his own like solo series where he does his own other things in the DBZ
Yeah.
world because I feel like that's more appropriate. But if we're talking about erased, I mean, the internet wants me. The internet wants me to say Yamcha. Okay,
Mm,
okay, and I feel the pressure. I feel the eyes on me right now. I
yeah.
feel the ears listening. But here's the thing. I've already ticked off one fan base. Okay. Let's tick off another one. Let's get rid of
Yes.
expectations, okay? I am gonna go with not one, but two.
Oh my
Goten and
word.
Trunks.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, it would affect the future arc of Trunks, but that's
But would
about
it
it.
though? Because multiverse.
True. So there still would be a Trunks in the future.
But it
Okay,
would
that
affect the Boo arc pretty significantly.
good point. Great choice. It
I'm
wasn't.
sticking with my answer.
Stick with it. Stick with it. I like your stick to itiveness. All right. What are your questions for me? And let's say you have to use a different voice for every question.
All right, all right. All right, so let's pretend that you're walking into a room, and the first thing you see in there is one of your bosses, and they're like, "Yo, what's up, man?" And you're like, "Arise." And then all these people get out from under the chair. Turns out there was a bunch of dead bodies under there, and that your boss was going to use to attack you because they were a serial killer. But thankfully, you caught it just in the nick of time. And you have one of your enemies, or of these people that were under the table, that is significantly stronger than all the rest that you send to attack your boss. It's a cute, cuddly spaghetti noodle that, well, it doesn't have a name. So you have to enter its name before you can attack quickly. You must hurry before you get eaten!
It is. It is soft serve man. And that's just because spaghetti noodles remind me of. I saw this thing this morning on TikTok about a. It was like a matcha ice cream, and it had like
Ooh.
noodles, like green noodle-like things in it. So
Huh.
I think that'd be pretty darn strong.
That sounds pretty good. It's a nice way to arise every morning.
And I like that you sort of leveling theme. You have to name your character type thing as well. Name your shadow creatures.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like with Pokemon too. You got to name your Pokemon. Like you don't technically have to. You could be like, "Go Pikachu," but it's so much more fun to say, "Go Thunder Cheeks."
That was my nickname in high school. All right, what is your next question?
All right. What should we do? Okay. All right, so let's pretend that you get assigned to teach at a subject at a school, and you walk in, and the people that are sitting there are Bakugo, myself, and Todoroki. What subject are you going to teach us? And how long is it going to take you before Kachan looks at you and says, "Arise"?
We need an arise counter. Um,
Yeah.
I'll,
Arise. That's better. That's what I was trying to do. I couldn't hit it earlier.
I'm definitely gonna teach them geography. Not only geography, but these guys need to travel some more. You know, to realize that their country is not the only one in jeopardy and trouble. All right, they need to go to other countries, explore, get some bigger perspective, and then they can bring it back and become better heroes. So I think geography or history geography combination would really help them. And then I'd take them to different countries because I've got an unlimited budget for this particular class, I've heard.
That sounds friggin' stupid. Actually, it sounds pretty cultured, Kachan. You need to get on my level.
All right, well, let's get into the conversation. What anime we're watching at the moment, and we'll just go 1-1. I've got a few, and that's not because I don't have a life. I've got a life, okay, but I love anime, and I've got an anime for every different situation. I've got an anime when I want to relax. I've got an anime when I want to watch something exciting and cool. I've got an anime when I'm lying in a greenhouse surrounded by strawberries. Each situation has a particular anime.
So what I'm hearing is you have an anime for whatever situation. Arise is.
Yes. Did you guess what anime I was watching while I got a vasectomy?
Laid back camp.
No, no, I think it was Dragon Ball. It was a while ago. Um, but it's a good distraction. That's beside the point. But I'll start with one of the ones I'm watching at the moment. I've mentioned it to you before about this particular show, um, but it's really enjoyable. Very different style. It's called The Way of the House Husband. You've heard of it because I mentioned it.
You did?
Maybe, but maybe not. It might have been a dream. But the way of
Might have
the
been a
house,
dream. I don't know. I don't remember that. I need to go back and listen to some more stuff.
I don't remember what our improv questions were, to be honest. But right now, the
Much less what last week was
yeah,
on.
the way of the house husband is it's like a manga show. So it's every particular scene has a different manga art. So it's a completely different animation style, and it takes some time to get used to. It's about this guy who was in the Yazuka. What's it called? What's the gang?
No, you had it right. The
Yazuka.
Yukusa or the
Why can't I think of it?
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in a gang, a Japanese gang, and then he retired because he fell in love, and now he's a house husband, and he treats his house husband chores and work like he's still in that gang of the yakuza, and it's very funny. He cooks that way, he's very honorable. His neighbors, he's still dressed. He's got tattoos and a beard, so he's feared by a lot of people, and he's got a big aura. But yeah, very different animation style, very cool animation style when you get used to it, and cool concept, interesting concept. There's no real massive storyline. It follows just different scenarios on a daily basis on the way of this Yakuza house husband. But I thoroughly enjoy it, and it's refreshing and different. And I like to watch that when I am sipping a cocktail of tomato sauce and barbecue sauce together. That's me.
Quite the cocktail there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right.
What's one you're watching, and what situation do you watch it?
Oh, one quick question.
Yes, sir.
How many seasons are there of the one you just talked about?
I'm in season two, and
Okay.
let me just check. It is
So
yeah,
there's at least two.
there's two seasons, and
Okay.
I'm on the last three episodes actually.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with one that you've definitely heard me mention this one on the podcast before.
Hmm.
Um, I was excited for season two, and I'm not gonna lie, season two, it's pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. I know you're all thinking I'm going to go out and say, "Arise," but
Yes.
no, that one's
No.
coming later.
I know what you're
It
gonna
is.
say. I know what
What
you're
is
gonna
it?
say. It's
What is it?
I mean, I'm 1,000,000% sure what you're about to say. So let's get excited. Is that it? It's not.
Well, that one's coming later too.
Okay, that was coming later in mine as well. What is it?
My Happy Marriage.
Your marriage is happy, and oh, you're talking about the show? Yes, the show,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's
ironically, we're in two seasons and they're not married yet.
what? That's
Yeah,
strange. But what's it
it's so
about?
misleading. So, oh yeah, but it's a good show. I didn't really want to watch it when we first got into it, and season one blew me away. I really like what season two's done. I'm thinking there's going to be at least one more episode. I'm hoping because the last episode was a massive cliffhanger, but I had no more episodes to watch last week, so or this week. So I don't know. I'm hoping there's more. It's one of those like it's a good show. You don't have to pay like super close attention. I mean, yeah, you kind of have to know like the who's who because there's a lot of families and stuff going on. But they usually make it pretty clear when there's going to be some action to look forward to. And um, yeah,
Is it about
I've really enjoyed it so far.
a guy who's trying to court a girl, or is it?
No, 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 no. It's so the main character, her name's Mio, I think. She was in a very bad house and essentially this guy offers to marry her, and even though they've never met, or her dad finds someone to give her to or something like that. I don't exactly remember. And but everyone says he's a total jerk. And there's some surprises along the way.
Okay, I like it. I'm excited. I need to check that one out as well. My Happy Marriage. And for those listening, chuck these down on your anime to watch list. If you don't have an anime to watch list, create one
Well, that's your
because
first mistake.
that is your first mistake and your second because once you finish an anime, it's so hard to think about what you want to watch next unless you've got a list. Um, okay, Another one I'm watching at the moment, which I'm absolutely loving. I haven't spoken about this yet, but it is
Oh, well, I'm not going to
beautiful.
guess then because I had a guess. But if you haven't talked about it, clearly I don't know what it is.
I don't think I have. So it's a brilliant concept and a brilliant show, and I think you've heard of it potentially. It's called Freewin. Have you heard of that?
Freyrin Beyond Journey's End,
Is that what it's called? It's about
like the that one with the elf girl.
yes.
Dude, it's so good.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I'm almost. I think I have like 2 episodes left in season one. It's phenomenal.
Yes. I think I'm in season two, but it is
There's only
beautiful.
one season at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, season two comes out later this year.
Oh my goodness. Um, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's got such a wonderful. Um, oh, you're right. Yes, season one, and I'm on episode 20. Only episode 20. A lot of episodes
Oh,
in
I'm
one
only a couple
season.
episodes ahead of you then. I think I'm on like 22.
Bro, how cool is that moment when when she's like no spoilers obviously, but she's concealing her mana and then
Dude,
she blows it
that
up.
blew that was the moment I was hooked on this show, man. I was like, oh my gosh. Like up until then, it's really, really solid.
Yeah,
Like I love the storytelling, I love the character development. It's a very unique concept, and I like that it's not always a feel good. Like sometimes it's a little melancholy.
yeah.
But then when they got to that part, and I was like, yo, okay, now things have taken a different. I have completely underestimated people in this show.
Bro, it is so good. I mean, the concept of, for those who don't know, those it's an elf girl who's lived a very long time and has gone through her seeing her friends pass away because they're not elves, and she's trying to find meaning in her long life and pass on some wisdom to other people, but just have fun with her hobbies really, while searching for different things. But very cool concept, beautiful animation, great voice acting, and some incredible moments of action-packed style, like we just spoke about
Mhm.
before. So it's funny that you're watching it as well. Great minds think,
Peak.
yeah, they do. They really do. So it's a great anime for those who wanting to watch. It's really fun and interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna binge season two when it comes out. I'm super stoked for
When's it
it.
out?
I don't remember, honestly.
Oh,
You
it's
can look
not.
it up while I talk.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you talked about one that I've seen, then I feel like I need to talk about one that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm gonna say this anime has quickly become one of my absolute favorite animes of all time. Like I've loved it from the beginning. But it's really surprised me how much I really, really have cared for it. And I like this anime does not have a bad episode. It's always solid fire.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really love it. And that is
Solo leveling.
Dr. Stone, bro.
Okay. You're
I,
right. Dr.
yeah,
Stone.
solo leveling, we'll get to that too. Solo leveling, yeah, everything I just said can be applied to solo leveling as well. But Dr. Stone has more seasons, so I think that's more of an impressive feat.
Man,
Um,
it's so good. It is so good. And a little bit scary. Like the most recent, we weren't going to mention spoilers, but the most recent things that are happening in the show,
oh
um,
yeah,
I was
like
like, no,
like the episode right when Senku grabbed the bag with potatoes and stuff at the end of it, I
yes.
was like, oh my gosh. And then like the freaking like what is that? The 2 week time skip that just happened recently. I was like, what in the world? Oh my gosh. Like, oh, and then we haven't had a new one yet, and I'm going through withdrawals and I don't know what's gonna happen. It's so good. It's so good. I can't believe this kind like an anime like Dr. Stone has got me sitting on the edge of my seat. It's so bad. It's
So
10 billion% good.
it is. And for those listening who don't know what Dr. Stone is, it is a show about a young, or probably 16-year-old boy who loves science called Senku, Ishigami Senku. And his world, everyone gets petrified or frozen in stone for thousands of years.
5,000 years?
Yeah, and then he wakes up and tries to rebuild
Society.
civilization, society, using science. But very, very cool show. And
And you feel smarter watching it because it's like real science.
yeah, where do you enjoy watching Dr. Stone? Like, what situation?
Um, Normally, as soon as the episode drops. But if I were to rewatch it, um, honestly, probably after something like a D&D session or something where I need something like my brain's active and I want to get some good ideas for character and stuff or stuff like that. I could see something like that. Like it's a very relaxing show until it's not.
And by D&D, you mean dishes and drying. So after dinner, you do dishes, drying, and then you're gonna get into
Yeah,
Dr.
that's why my
Stone.
brain is so active, is because some of those food particles on there, man, you really got to concentrate to get that stuff off.
They do struggle. I do struggle with that as well. All right, let's get into solo leveling because that's something we're both watching at the moment as well. And
Oh, finally, the conversation decided to arise.
it is going off on social media.
Oh,
And if you don't watch, if you're not up to date, you'll see a spoiler. That's the hard part about it. And people are
yeah.
just pumping it. I mean, obviously One Piece is on a hiatus at the moment, so it's taken over One Piece in regards to viewership because of that reason, and only because of that reason. But it is,
Someone, someone's jealous.
but it's a great show. Quite emotional. It's about a person for those who don't know. And would you like to explain solo leveling? Be
I
done.
can, yes. So in this world, these portals started to open up like 10 years ago, and some people developed magical powers and stuff, and these people are called hunters. And essentially what it is depending on the level of mana in your system, you get given a rank, E being the lowest and S being the most overpowered. Now the thing is, once you get your rank, there is almost no way of changing it. The only way to do that is to have an awakening. But that is so rare that it's almost unheard of. Um, so our main character is a guy who's just trying to earn money to pay for his mom's hospital bills and his sister's tuition, but he's an E-class hunter and essentially always gets hurt until one raid goes in a way that no one expected. And I'll just leave it at that.
Nice work. Very good foreshadowing.
And then everyone decided they would arise.
So Arise is from that show, and it's yeah, it's great voice acting. I actually
That'll
saw
do, yeah.
the dub voice actor with the sub voice with the original voice actor do Arise together. Have you seen that? Did I send it to you?
Same,
Yeah.
yes, dude, it was so good. I
Mm.
also really love the promo video that Alex Lee did for Crunchyroll where they're like, all right, we're gonna record this scene. All right, I got it. What's the word? Arise. All right, got it. Wakey, wakey.
He's very good on social media, and that makes such a difference as well.
It
Some voice
does,
actors do struggle on social media a little bit, but he's quite onto it with social media, which is obviously pumping the English dub as well.
for sure.
Yeah, so thoroughly enjoying solo leveling too. Dr. Stone, solo leveling, Free Win, Way of the House Husband, My Happy Marriage. There's a couple I'm watching, two more that I'm watching at the moment. Hold on, when do you watch solo leveling? What situation? I like to watch it when I'm on a third story building and I'm just peeking out the window.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I watch it when I'm like, I could go to the gym right now. But I'm not pumped enough. Let me watch something to get me pumped. Oh, that was so good. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, that was so good. Now I need to just sit here and process this. And I don't end up going to the gym.
bro, bro, the most recent episode, the way it finished, you're up to date with solo leveling, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm up to date.
We're
Dude, absolutely insane.
insane. I'm so pumped for the next one, which is the final one I've heard for this particular season. All right, one I'm watching called Rising Impact. Have you heard of that before?
I've heard of Rising Impact, but I don't know anything about it, honestly.
So it's similar to it's a similar concept to Dragon Ball in which a woman who's a golf pro goes to a small town and finds this boy who's incredibly powerful and strong. And she trains him to enjoy golf, and he wants to be the biggest golf hitter in the world.
This sounds like Happy Gilmore.
I think it's based on his life, but very and each person he goes to this school. Each person has a different skill in regards to golf. So there is some skill. It's not just golf, but it also teaches you golf along the way. I'm not a golf person. I played it a few times, but it teaches you how to play it if you haven't, and it shows you that golf's not only for old rich people. So yeah, cool concepts, easy watching. It's something we chuck on when you just want to chill and watch it easily. Great voice acting, funny at points, and really enjoyable.
Nice. Okay. Okay. I might need to check that out. I do love me some golf.
Cool. Have you got any more?
So I started one last night and I'm still chewing on it. I don't really know what to think about it yet because the main character got on my nerves, but I feel like he's supposed to get on your nerves, and I only watched one episode. So I
My
feel
Hero
like,
Academia.
but everyone else on the show is great, huh?
My Hero Academia. No.
I take that personally. You're on the right track, though.
Yeah.
No, it's the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world.
Okay. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so it's about this guy who it's kind of like Power Rangers, but like if one of the Power Rangers was taken to it was in an isekai universe with a bunch of mages and stuff. So he's just got his transforming suit, and he like goes around and everyone's like, well, he has no mana. What is he doing here? And then he's all like, every line he says is like, I'm here to save you with the power of my bond with you and friendship. Transform, activate my super bond sword. And it's like every single one of his things has the word bond in it. And he's like, our bond is so connected. That way we must defeat the monster. Oh, we must really focus on our bond. And I'm like, oh my gosh, people thought Deku crying in season one was annoying. This is so much more annoying. But at the same time, it was really cool. And so that's why I'm like, I love the concept. I love what they're doing. But if I have to hear the word Bond outside of Spy Family one more time, I'm gonna throw a fit.
That sounds cool. It's interesting. It's so funny how these creators come up with anime. Like, I think that needs to be our improv as well. We just need to come up with an anime, pretend we're manga creators. But hilarious, man. That sounds very interesting and intriguing. Another one we're watching is Black Clover, which is amazing. And
Yeah.
it's so many seasons, so we're still pumping through it. Very, very good. It's just taken a major twist where I'm up to at the moment, but absolutely incredible. And I watch that while I'm on the toilet, but not any toilet. Platinum seats, and it's Japanese.
Makes
So
sense because all the screaming in that show really gets you pumped.
it does get me pumped. Good point. I need a bidet after I watch it for sure.
Right.
The So yeah, if you like listening to, if you've got an anime you can suggest to us, send it through. We'll check it out. We will, even
Yeah.
if you watch 1 or 2 episodes. Um,
Yep.
we enjoy watching new anime, especially anime that's not
Yep.
rated or it's new or it's not well
Right.
known, like Solo Leveling.
Yep.
So um, let's get into our improv scene before we run out our time, and let's come up with. Okay, we're both manga creators trying to create a manga, and we have to come up with one together. So, okay, Solo Leveling's doing well, and I'm glad you had that idea of a guy leveling up himself. But we need something new. We need something different, something that actually can bring in fans 60, 70, 80 years old. Um, throw out a human name.
All right. All right. All right. So we're talking about people 60, 70, 80 years old.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah.
to be Rosie.
Great. Rose is an awesome name for that age bracket. And give me an occupation.
Okay, so most of those people are actually retired. So,
Yeah.
but when you think of 60, 70, 80-year old, we need to be unique.
Mm.
We gotta find something like a niche that's been untapped, okay?
It's pronounced
So what's
Nash.
an activity that 60, 70, 80-year-olds love to do that we
Yeah.
can make an anime about? We can definitely do bird watching.
Bird watching is a great one. And let's pretend this particular person, Rosie, is trying to be the best bird watcher in the world, but she gets transported into another world. What world is that?
Oh. So she gets thrown into a typical isekai, only there is another adventuring party there where someone else has been thrown into this, and he's just a walking refrigerator,
I
which she cannot wrap her
love
mind around.
I absolutely love it. And let's pretend in this world she's considered young because they age differently, like Benjamin Button, backwards.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
she's considered young. But in their world, people who look older actually have more energy, less, pain, everything like that. And now, does she have a romantic relationship with this fridge?
Not season one. Okay, we got to leave them something to work towards. But season probably by season two, the refrigerator's gotten a couple of upgrades, so it actually can have a more humanoid-like form. But yes,
Yes.
however, what I'm thinking we can do in season one is we really lean into the bird watching aspect of it
Mm,
because she's young, she's youthful, she's energetic. But you know how big the birds are here? Like imagine like the
yes.
birds are really really big, but then there's some that are really really small. So she's got to really expand her abilities to be able to watch all the birds while not getting kidnapped by some of the birds.
Yes, and she can catalog all these new birds that she's never seen before, and she can relate it to Earth birds and be like, this one's got a similar thing beak to a sparrow, but it's doing this, and this is its nature. And in this particular world, there has to be some sort of tournament. We need a tournament arc, a bird watching arc or something. Tournament?
Ooh, a tournament arc. Okay, so maybe her and Refrigerator Man enter this tournament to see how they can watch birds,
Hmm.
like who can collect the most birds in a short period of time. Be the bird watching master. And so they all get a blank book. They have 48 hours to go get the most birds. And then she makes a difficult decision, between love and between competitive bird watching when he trips and his notebook gets wet.
Yeah. And there's a bird, a rare bird in the distance that's just about to fly away. And if she can't catalog it, she doesn't win. Great choice. Who dies?
All the birds, not just some of them, not just one or two. We got to get all the birds are going to die. That's going to be the main plot and
Right.
of the story is there's birds disappearing. That's why everyone has to catalog them.
Oh my word. All the birds die. Great choice. And what language does everyone speak?
Primordial.
Right. Give me an example of primordial speech.
いいか、誤解自由だと。寝れば手にはそうだよ。
That sounds Japanese a little bit, but wow. Wow. I love it. All right, we found our new solo leveling. Put it out there, run 50 copies, and let's make some money.
All right, let's say the name together on five. All right.
On five, hold on. Okay, got it.
One, two,
Two,
three,
three,
four,
four.
five. Bird
Bird
watching got me
box
my
in another
husband,
world.
who is a refrigerator.
Okay. I think your one would get a lot of more, more, more engagement. Bird Box in Another World doesn't make sense, but great, great anime. And to be honest, I'd watch it. I think we need to jump
I'd
in these
watch it.
in these in these meetings and get some ideas out there because I think we do pretty well.
I think this anime would do nothing but arise in the box office. You know what I mean?
Rise. Yes, I do.
That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, well, that was my daughter. Um, great.
Oopsies.
Pam, don't come in the camera because you don't want to, but give us an arise. Deep voice and say arise loud.
Deep voice.
Just say arise.
I wrote. Alright.
What the heck? Say it again.
What did you want me to say?
Arise. Deep.
Arise.
Very good. Very good. We found
Ooh,
a new voice
okay. That was
actor.
pretty darn good. That was pretty good. I'd give it like an 8.6 out of 10.
Sound like a creeper from Minecraft, but very good. All right, could you take us home with the voice of your choosing, my man? and include Arise in it 4 times.
All right. Hello, everyone, and this is my voice this time. You know why? Because I, Bjorvio, and the Anime Dad want to let you know that we're about to hit our 100th episode, and I need you guys to arise and let us know what behind the scenes things you want to know about the Anime Dudes and the Anime Dads podcast, okay? We got some great things that are in the arise. So make sure that you come out and watch it. That was really all I had. Please follow if you got any ideas for stuff. I mean, we have ideas. Keep an eye on our socials because many different things are going to arise in the next few weeks. So anyway, here's a voice to take it away. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you all coming in, listening to the podcast. It's great. You guys always arise to the situation, and we appreciate it so much. Please come back next week. We have another great episode. And don't forget, everyone, go beyond plus ultra.
Give us a Bakugo Arise to finish.
All right, hang on. Arise. Deku.